Hi everyone, it's Kim Allen from Sincerely Sublime Designs, and I'm excited to be here with you today because I'm going to try something new. My goal for 2026 was to get some of my photos off my phone and do a little bit more scrapbooking. It's been a long time since I've scrapbooked, years and years and years. I mean, Reed doesn't even have a baby book and he's almost 16. So I gave it up a long time ago, and I've always wanted to get back into it. And looking at the number of photos on my phone when I realized I was over 21,000 was kind of that feeling like, oh, okay, it's time to do something. So I decided this year that I'm going to do a little more scrapbooking, but I'm going to do it in a way that's easy for me because I am not an over the top card maker. You know that I am a simple card maker, and I'm going to apply that to scrapbooking. So we're going to start today with a simple page, but I'm going to kind of put a fun little twist on it. So I'm not good at color. I'm not good at putting design together, all of that. I don't have an eye for that. I copy very, very well. And I decided that I want to take cards that I love and use the design, use the color scheme, use the stamp sets, and turn them into a scrapbook page. So I'm going to start with one today. We're going to see how it goes. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I figure I just take you along with me for the ride. But let's get started. See how it turns out. Okay, there we go. That's where I meant to be. So I've got this card here. And it is so cute. It uses the Woolly Friends, and it was done by a very good friend of mine named Monica Giberti, and I got it in a swap. And I absolutely love this card. And when I started thinking about what do I want to do with some of my pictures that I want to get into an album, the first thing I thought about were the sheep that we saw all over the place in Iceland. And I thought that that would be a fun place to start. So I'm not going to try a two-page layout today. I'm going to just do a one page, and we're going to see where it goes. So I'm going to start with a 12 by 12 sheet of crumb cake. Take my little note off of here. Now with the 12 by 12 Stampin' Up! Scrapbook paper, you've got the two tones. So it's darker on one side and it's lighter on the other. And I'm sure you can't tell that because it is not, the lighting isn't the best in here, but you can kind of see. I don't want to bend it too much. But I'm going to go with the lighter side because I'm going to use some crumb cake with it. So if you see my card here, it has a crumb cake base. It brings in this DSP, which is, and I wrote it down so I would know, it's Lovely Blossoms DSP, and it is available. And so I cut a piece of the green so that I could bring that in. And then the color over here is Petal Pink. And I decided to bring the Petal Pink in. I would use a die cut from this set, which is the Just a Note dies. And these are on the last chance availability list. So if you see me use these today and you want to have them for your scrapbooking or your card making, I highly recommend going and getting them. They're a great price. They were there last night, so could be gone this morning. I don't know, but I think they're probably still there. So this is the piece right here that I used. I love that it looks like a little, note card or piece of paper that was torn out of a notebook, so you could turn it this way. I kind of like it this way. You'll see what I'm going to do with it. But it also has like the clip up here. It's got some fun little, I don't know, I call them office supplies, just so that you've got the paper clip, you've got the little clip that goes on a binder clip. But I think that this would be a lot of fun. Maybe it's because I love office supplies, but I definitely plan to keep this in my stash even after it's gone. So I will continue to use this. If you think it's cool, then I highly recommend you running over and grabbing it before it's gone. So I used the Petal Pink to pull in the color there. I've got the Old Olive from the, what did I say this was? Lovely Blossoms DSP. And then I also have this piece right here is also from the Lovely Blossoms. And I love these little flowers. I think they're so cute. So I cut two rectangles to throw on. So you can see how I'm going to turn this card into a scrapbook page. The other thing I wanted to do was I loved the little bit of balmy blue, but I decided instead of using the paper, I'm going to bring it in the blue and white gingham ribbon. So that's how I'm going to kind of tie it all together. I'm going to use the Crumb Cake two-tone the two-tone cardstock. I guess it's cardstock, 12 by 12 paper. And you can kind of see here the difference in the two-tone because I cut the letters so that they would be on the darker side of the paper, so that they just would go in like that. And I've got the word sheep. Oh, I could spell it right. Put the P at the end. There we go. So that's how I'm going to bring that in, my title. And then I stamped a whole bunch of little sheep butts. And somehow I'm going to bring these in. And this is from the Woolly Friends stamp set and punch. And the reason I did the sheep butts was I felt like every time I tried to take pictures of the sheep in Iceland, they would always end up turning their backs to me. And all I really got were sheep butts. So I thought it would kind of tie in well if I included the back sides of the sheep. So what I have, I didn't choose just random pictures of the sheep. I chose a story that I want to make sure that I include. Now, there were sheep everywhere, and I could totally just include pictures of the sheep. But there was a moment when we were down at the, this was at Reynisfjara, and I probably just destroyed the name, but the Black Sand Beach at Iceland. And we were walking back to the car, and it was really cool because up on a hillside there was I would assume he was like a shepherd. And he was directing the sheep to go down the hill to the other side of the hill so that I guess this was all their property. But all of a sudden we were walking down this path and these sheep just started running down the path. And let's see, I can show you the progression of them. So it started, that was the first picture I took. So they come running down this hill. They go across this path. You can actually see the one right there going underneath the little chain. And then they went up the hill. And it was so funny to watch. I mean, this is just a couple of them. There was probably 50 sheep that all came down running down this hill and went under the metal and chain, and then, went up the other side. So I want to include the story. I'm going to include journaling. I'm just not going to include it today. That would be brutal to make you sit and watch me write. So I am just going to incorporate all of this into my scrapbook page using this card as my kind of guide. Now, by using the card, it took all the guesswork out for me. Like I said, I am a simple card maker. I am a simple scrapbooker. I love all the beautiful extras, add-ons that people do, but I just know that I will never, ever do it if I feel the pressure of making my pages that beautiful. So we're just going to do a simple page using this card. Well, that didn't go quite as I had planned. If you notice in the last video, when I slid the card over, it hit the mouse and turned the video off. So I created the whole page without you. And I am just going to share with you now the page that I made and apologize that happened. If I do this again, I will make sure that it is recording at all times. But this is what I ended up with. I took the green Lovely Blossoms DSP down here at the bottom, and I just tore it to give that little torn edge. You just make sure you tear it towards yourself. And I could have taken a blending brush and probably I would have done Old Olive if I wanted to get rid of that white, but I really liked how that white looked. But it gave that look of kind of the grass down here at the bottom. So then I took the pictures. Wait, so I glued that down first. Then I decided I wanted these two pieces at an angle. So I put those down. And I did all that with seal. And then I just took these three pictures and I wanted to do the progression. So I've got the one up here, and then it goes to that one, and then it goes to that one. And I just kind of filled the space here with my Party Alphabet sheep. And then I added my little petal pink die cut down here at the bottom. Like I said, this is the Just a Note dies. If you want them, get them soon. They are last chance. And then I took my little sheep butts and I put 2 of them down with seal, and I put 2 down with dimensionals, just to give that look of them popping off the page. I incorporated the balmy blue by using the ribbon, and so I just tied a bow and stuck that down with the glue dot. Now this is where my journaling is going to go. I will either type something out or I will write pretty small. I did realize I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room for that, so I will work on that. And then I just added a few of these little pearlized faceted gems onto the page. And so I always do either an odd number. 3 is typically the number I go with, but I put them in a triangle. So I do 2 together, and then I do 1 so that it creates a triangle, just to tie it together. Now, what I was saying in the part that didn't get recorded, at this point, I think that I would take the stamp set. I love the little butterfly with the trail behind it. And I think I would take crumb cake ink and stamp this little butterfly so that the trail is coming out from behind the DSP. I may even do, one up here that's coming out from the H. I just see different ways now that I could incorporate some of the stamps. And if I had them up here and some ink with me, I would totally do that for you. But, I'm learning all of this as I go. So maybe next time we will do that. So I just wanted to show you, this is what I came up with using this card as my guide. A very simple, easy scrapbook page. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It really does kind of mimic the card. And so I'm really excited. So I can't wait to show Monica what I used her card for. I think that she'll like it. But that is all I've got for you today. Let me know what you think. If you want me to keep doing some of these, taking cards and making them into scrapbook pages, if this was fun, if this gave you some ideas, would love to get your feedback. But I hope you have a really good day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.